Hello dear students, today I am going to represent second PUC midterm solved question paper of October 2023, Computer Science, Part A, first question. Which among the following is the fastest memory in a computer that holds information? Options are given: register, cache, main memory, RAM. Answer is cache. Second, dash are used to connect external devices like printers, keyboard, scanner to the computer. Options: slots, ports, bus, controllers. The answer is ports. Third question, another name of Boolean algebra is? Options are logical algebra, relational algebra, switching algebra, none of the above. The answer is switching algebra. Fourth question, the other name of NOT gate is? The options are neglect gate, inverter gate, XOR gate or XNOR gate. The answer is inverter gate. Fifth question, the principle of duality states that replacing of. The options are each OR sign with the AND sign, each AND sign with the AND sign, each 0 with 1 and 1 with a 0. All of the above. The answer is each OR sign with the AND sign. Sixth question, which of the following is a universal gate? The options are NAND, OR and XNOR. The answer is NAND. Seventh question, evolution law states that. Options are given: x double bar equals to x, b x into x equals to x, c x into x equals to x, d x bar equals to 0. The answer is x double bar equals to x. Eighth question, dash is the process of assessing each data item at least one to the perform some operations. Options are traversal, insertion, deletion, sorting. The answer is traversal. Ninth one, Q works on the principle of. The options are LIFO, FIFO, POP, none of the above. The answer is FIFO. 10th question, member function can be defined as? Options are inside class, outside class, inside or outside class, inside main function. The answer is inside or outside class. 11th one, which access specifier is implicitly used in a class? Options are protected, public, private, none of the above. The answer is private. 12th one, multiple functions can share the same name is? Options are inline function, friend function, function overloading, none of the above. The answer is function overloading. 13th, which of the following function calling and return value overhead? Options are member function, inline function, friend function, non-member function. The answer is inline function. 14th, dash is a special function that is used to initialize the object of a class automatically. Options are constructor, non-member function, inline function, friend function. The answer is constructor. 15th, constructor that takes at least one or more argument is called? Options are default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor, destructor. The answer is parameterized constructor. Fill in the blanks choosing the appropriate words from those given in the brackets. 16th question, dash is the collection of microchips that controls and coordinates the data flow in the motherboard. The answer is chipset. 17th, dash is a non-primitive data structure. The answer is array. 18th, a real world entity is called? Answer is object. 19th, friend function is a dash, non-member function. 20th, a constructor must be defined under dash specifier. The answer is public. Part B. Answer the following question. Each question carries 2 marks. 21st question. What is slot? Mention any one type of slot. The answer is, it is an opening in a computer where you can insert a printed circuit board. Expansion slot. 22nd question. Prove x into x plus y equals to x. Proof. Here we have a LHS x into x plus y. X into x, we have to take a common x. So the remaining expression will be x into x plus x into y. X plus x into y. We have to take one more time common x. Then the expression will be x. Inside the bracket we have 1 plus y. X into 1 because 1 plus y equals to 1. So the answer is x. We have proven x. So here we have our RHS equals to x. 23rd question. What is mean term and max term? Mean term is a special product of literals which each input variable appears exactly once. Max term is a special sum of literals which each input variable appears exactly one. What is linked list? Mention any two operations performed on linked list. Linked list is a linear collection of data elements called nodes. Each node is divided into two parts: information part, link part. Operations performed on linked list: create, insertion. Creating a new linked list. Insertion, inserting an element into a linked list. 25th question. What is encapsulation? Give an example. Encapsulation is the mechanism that binds together code and the data. It manipulates and helps both save from outside interface and misuse. Example, capsula. 26th question. What are the data members and member functions? The data variables are declared. The class are called data members. The functions are declared. The class are called member function. It is used to describe the operations that can be performed with the class data members. 27th question. Write the syntax and inline function. Syntax of inline function. Here we have a given. You can see the syntax and example. Now 28th question. What are the features of copy constructor? The features of copy constructor are: first one, the copy constructor should have at least one argument of the same class. Then that argument must pass as a constant referenced type. Second one, explicit function call of the copy constructor is not allowed. Third, if additional argument are present in copy constructor, then it must be contain default argument. Part C. 29th question. Explain different characteristics of motherboard. The motherboard is characterized by form factor, chipset and types of sockets used. Form factor. It refers to the dimensions, arrangements and electrical requirement of the motherboard. ADX is the most common design of motherboard for the desktop computers. Chipset. It controls the majority of computer. Its main function is to coordinate the data transfer between the various components of the computer. Processor socket. It is rectangular connector into which the processor is mounted vertically, or a square shaped connector with many small connectors into which processor is directly inserted. 30th question. Write the truth table and logic gate for XOR gate. It has a 2 or more input signals and 1 output signal. The output signal high when the input signals have an odd number of ones. You can see the time truth table and the symbol of the XOR gate. 32th question. Give the memory representation of stack data structure. Memory representation of stack is a ordered collection of items in which items can be inserted and deleted at one end. A pointer top indicates the locations of the topmost element of the stack. The max variable indicates number of elements that can be stored in the stack. 33th question. List the applications of object-oriented programming. The applications of object-oriented programming are: first one, computer graphic applications; second, object-oriented database; third, real-time system; fourth, CAD/CAM software; fifth, simulation and modeling; sixth, artificial intelligence and expert system. Now, 34th question. Explain the different types of SS specifiers. The different types of SS specifiers are public SS specifier, private SS specifier, and a protected SS specifier. Public SS specifiers are the members of the base class become public members of the derived class. Private SS specifiers are the base class becomes private members of the derived class in a private SS specifiers. 35th questions. Write the needs for the function overloading. The needs for function overloading. Function overloading allows the programmer by reducing the number of functions names to be remembered. Function overloading can lower a program complementarity significantly while introducing very little additional risk. It is easier to understand the flow of information that helps in a faster debug. It reduces the use of different names for many functions. 36th question. What is a parameterized constructor? Mention the features of parameterized constructor. A constructor which accepts one or more argument is called parameterized constructor. Features of parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor can be overloaded. It can have default argument and default values. Now part D. Answer the following questions. Carries 5 marks. Here we have solved Boolean expression. The final Boolean expressions means reduced Boolean expression is summation equals to BD plus B bar D bar. Now 38th question. State and prove the De Morgan's theorem using a truth table method. De Morgan's theorem. The first theorem says that when or sum of the two variables is inverted, this is the same as inverted each variable individually and then adding these inverted variables. Here we have solved with the truth table. X plus y whole bar equals to x bar into y bar. We can see the truth table here. Theorem 2. When AND product of the two variables is inverted, this is the same as inverting each individual variable and then ORing them. X into y whole bar equals to x bar plus y bar. Now 39th question. Write the algorithm to search an element using a binary search technique. Algorithm for binary search technique. Binary search A element n. A is the shorted array of n element being searched in the array. Low and high identify the position of the first and last element. Mid identify the position of the middle element. Here we have some steps. 14 steps are there. You can see the 14 steps. This shows the algorithm, how the algorithm works in a binary search. Now 14th question. What is primitive data structure? Explain the different operations performed on primitive data structure. The primitive data structure I defined that can be operated by programming instructions. The operations on primitive data structures: create, destroy, select, update. Creating a new data structure, remove the data structure from the memory, access the data within the data structure, changing the data of the data structure. 41th. Write an algorithm for push and pop operations on stack. Algorithm for push. For push, we have a stock, top, size, item. Here stack is the array that contains n element and top is the pointer to the top element of the array. Item is the element to be inserted. And here also we have some steps. For these steps we can write the algorithm for push and pop operations here. Now the 42th question, explain any 5 characteristics of OOPS. Characteristics of OOPS. Object. An object is a real world entity. Class is a collection of objects. Data abstraction. Data abstraction relates to the idea of hiding the method of the functioning of an object while highlighting the method of usage. Encapsulation. Encapsulation is the mechanism that binds together code and the data. It manipulates and keep both safe from the outside interface and misuse. Inheritance. Deriving a new classes from the existing. Now 43th question, write the general syntax for defining and declaring a class with a programming example. Class's definition is a process of naming a class, data variables and functions of the class. A class declaration specifies that representation of an object of the class and set of operations that can be applied to such objects. The general syntax for defining a class. Class is a keyword, means class name. Here we have a example and we have used here private, protected and a public as a specifier. In that we have declared member data, member functions. The class is a keyword. Class name is the name of the class. Class enclosed pair of a flower bracket. Now 44th question, mention the characteristics of friend function. The characteristics of friend functions are, it is a non-member function. A friend function should not be defined inside the class. It can be declared inside a class under public, private and protected specifiers. It can be defined outside the class within the prefix friend keyword. It should be called like other normal functions and not be called using an object with a dot operator. The class data members are accessed through. Now 45th question, what is a function overloading? Explain with a syntax and example. Function overloading means 2 or more functions have same name but different number of arguments or a data type of arguments. To overload a function name, any 2 definitions of the function must be followed the rules. First one, all the functions in a set have the same name. Second one, all the functions in set have different signatures. For example, here we have an example of the function overloading. 46th question, define destructor, explain the syntax and an example. Destructor is a special member functions that will be called automatically when object is destroyed. The destructor is the same as a constructor but preceded by the tilde sign. The general syntax of destructor. Class name. Here we have a syntax. We have used as a specifiers here and a destructor for destructing a object which we have created, and examples also. Now 47th question, what is constructor? Write the syntax and programming example for default constructor. A constructor which does not accept any argument or parameters are called default constructor. It is allocated memory to the data members of objects. It can be called automatically when object is created. Here also we have a syntax and examples of a constructor. Thank you, dear students.